Hello, Miami. Thank you, Bruce Fenton. Speaking of hats, well, I guess it's good to be back here in Florida, kicking off another year of crypto, another decade. And so, why are we here? Why are you here? Why are you at this conference? Why am I here? Here to celebrate the beginning of a new decade, the year 2020, a year where hopefully things become clear, a year where we can see a little bit better what's to come. Looking back at last year, I don't know, this was certainly one of the big things that was bringing about the end of last year. The Amazon, where 20% of the oxygen on the earth is coming. Fortunately, the rains ended that towards the end of the year, but we started this year with Australia on fire. I live in Puerto Rico, for those that don't know. And if you've been following that, that's been earthquakes all week, over 500 of them. 2 years after Hurricane Maria devastated the island. Sometimes it's hard to get out of our own, whatever we got going on, but a lot of interesting stuff happening in the world. So, I ask you again, why are you here? And I don't mean in this event, why are you on this earth? What are you here for? What are you here to do? And if you don't have the answer to that question, it's something you should really ponder, something you should take some time to think about. Because we have incredible potential to make a real impact, every single one of us. And we can't change anyone else. We can only change ourselves. And by being our best selves, by understanding our why, the why we're here, and focusing those things, we can inspire others through our actions. So again, be the change you wish to see in the world. Be a change maker. We can change this game. We stand on the threshold of a twilight, whether morning or evening, we do not know. One is followed by the night, the other heralds the dawn. Right now, we sit at that point where there's all sorts of things to be afraid of. Well, at the same time, there's incredible opportunity. The future will be determined by us, those of us that choose to get involved. And the future that we build is going to be determined by the intentions, our intentions. And we are in this room looking at the challenge, perhaps the most important challenge that humanity has faced since the beginning. The challenge of governance. How do we govern ourselves? How do we balance freedom and fairness, minority and majority rights, separations of powers, the questions of governments and what are governments for? And as we think about these governance systems, who guards the guards? These are the things that excite me most about the work that we're doing here. So just as a little bit of history lesson, and I think it's important we all know our history, we study the past so as not to make those mistakes. Let's go back to the time of kings, the time of rulers, the Magna Carta. The Magna Carta was created in the year 1215 by 25 of King John's barons, because King John was not abiding by his own rules, abiding by his own laws. And so the barons said, this is not right. And they stood up to their ruler and made him sign this document. And that would give due process, the rule of law. This document is the foundation of the things that we're trying to, that have formed, call it the best of what we have in terms of governance, and it's still far from where it needed to be, but a trial of our jury by our peers so that we didn't just get held in jail forever with a speedy trial and judged by people that were bought and paid for, and having due process. The Magna Carta, is a critical document coming out of the Age of Kings. Let's take a look at here in the United States. Our founding fathers, they thought about this as they were creating this concept of a democratic system, a representative democracy, going, how do we build a better world? They were thinking about the same things that we're thinking about. Except for you didn't need to be a man. Today you don't need to be a man to be a part of that conversation. Today you don't need to be a member of the elite to be a part of that conversation because this is open source. This is an opportunity for all of us that choose to be involved. And we are sitting at that exact same type of moment right now as we think through the future of governance. As we think about constitutions and how we wish to govern ourselves. How do we separate powers? In the same way that, we did through our Constitution, study these important documents. The Federalist Papers. What I love about the Federalist Papers is that it's got kind of a little bit of a Satoshi feel to it, in the sense that they were written under a pseudonym. And really, really important stuff in there. I'm going to try and move, through these things, but just as a matter of history, and rather than this being his story, let's make it a little more of her story, or better yet, our story. But study this history, because what's changing is we're moving away from kings or rulers, from bosses, to real leaders, real stewards. A genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. We're here to seek and build consensus so that we are making decisions as a collective. Great quote by Martin Luther King. And we do that in community. I like to refer to, ICOs as, community offerings. I like to think of DACs as decentralized autonomous communities. What makes these projects successful? When people ask me, how do you evaluate projects? I don't look at necessarily just the ambitions or the vision of the project. I study the people that are behind it and the way that they carry themselves, their intentions. These projects are built by communities, and what fosters, what nurtures good community? Good leadership. What is good leadership? Stewardship. Putting your community before yourself. Are these people trying to get paid always first? Or are they the types of people that feed themselves last? I look at the character of the people, the integrity of those involved. One of the main things is we live in a world with, transparency and immutable records. Never, ever, ever compromise your integrity. You're going to regret it later. And also remember to have some compassion and forgive people in a world where everything is becoming visible. We all made mistakes. As you point at people, remember you got one finger out, three pointing back at you. So community, coming together, have those conversations, be compassionate, work together. Community is key. Teamwork is what makes this collective dream work. We've also got new tools. The founding fathers did their best with the tools and the circumstances of the time. I'm not here to judge the past. I can't change it. I'm here to look at the past, study the past, be in the present, be in the now, and do the best I can with the tools that we have. And we've got new tools that make this very different than any other time in human history. These tools are going to play a key role in the future in the world we wish to create. And we're those that are studying it. But also it's our consciousness. It's our consciousness, taking that time to know thyself. Spend time asking yourself why. Increase, your awareness. Be aware. Awareness is the greatest agent for change. Eckhart Tolle. And with these tools, with these intentions, in community, with awareness, when we take all of these things, apply all of it, and activate these things, we truly can change the world. We can create a better world. We can create a new earth. Every one of us, by being here, has the potential to play a key role in this change. That's why I'm here. I'm here on this earth in service, doing everything I possibly can to create a better future for our children and their children's children. And it's, if not now, when? I don't know about you, there's a lot of things I wake up and I look at the world and I go, whoa, a lot is wrong right now. And if you feel that way, let's do something about it. Each and every one of us has the ability to inspire others to continue to grow this community. Anybody who is one with what he or she does is building that new earth. We are one. I am you, you are me. We're in this together. Love is the answer. It's getting back to the heart. Love is the answer just about to everything, and back to compassion. Everybody in their own time. We're here. We see. We're aware. We're showing up. We're doing the work. And there's a lot of people that don't get it yet. There's a lot of people still asleep. Everybody in their own time. Have compassion. Lead by example. Be good stewards. Be the change. Be patient. Love, love our home, right? Love our home. Where is home? Earth, mother. This planet is our mother. She is our mother. Respect your mother. The one that bore you, the one you live on, and every other woman. And this is, an important thing for this community. There's a lot of men in the, blockchain community. If we want to build a better world, the women have to be involved. They have to be involved equally, which means being inviting. Make that effort. Treat every woman with respect. Treat every woman, with that mother energy that she deserves, along with the earth. Let's make some magic together. This can be fun. let's have some fun. Let's dream. Let's dream that world we wish to create. Believe it is possible. We can do this. We are doing this. I'll just play another little video. Do we have audio?
Greetings. We are from the future. Everything is going to be all right. The future is a beautiful place, but you'll need some training in order to inhabit it. In the future, technology evolves faster than any human mind can think. When the singularity occurred, we became like gods, able to create entire worlds in the blink of an eye. Every thought had drastic immediate impact. All of our dreams became a reality. But so did our nightmares. The future became a battle of ideas. We had to learn to direct our minds, to prevent dark psychological forces from destroying all of us. Now, with every new world we create, we summon the sacred imperative for life. Let there be light. 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 Let there be light.
Back to why are you here? Why are you here? We have the potential to build a better world. The projects that you invest your time in, Be conscious of what you're getting behind. Make wise decisions. We're living through that moment. What will the people of the future say about us? As more of us are unplugging from the matrix every day, awakening to the fact that we are the main characters in the movies of our lives. You are the star of your movie that is your life. You have the ability to write the script. You have the ability to write your future. What future do you want to create? What role do you wish to play? Think about it. The future is what we make it. Thank you so much.
Brock Pierce, ladies and gentlemen.